Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. We are back with, finally, for those of you patient enough, we're back with the 1995 Seattle Mariners chase for the pennant. Here, as we count down the last 30-some games of the season to see if Seattle can make it into the playoffs. This is game number 128, and it's the Minnesota Twins visiting Seattle for this very important game here. Starting lineups go as follows: Chuck Knobloch at second, Rich Becquer is at center field, Kirby Puckett right field, Munoz is the DH, Cordova is left field, Luiz is third baseman, Walbeck is the catcher, Reboulet is the first baseman, and Pat Mears, the shortstop, pitching today. For the Twins, the right-hander, Frank Rodriguez. For the Seattle Mariners, it's Vince Coleman in the left field, Joey Cora at second, Ken Griffey Jr. in center, Edgar Martinez is the DH, Tito Martinez is at first, Jay Bruner is in right, Mike Blowers is the third baseman, Luis Sojo is the shortstop, Dan Wilson the catcher, and pitching today for Seattle, Chris Bosio. So it's Bosio versus Rodriguez, and Bosio, the right-hander, will be up first. So for all of you waiting and wanting to know what had happened to the 1995 Seattle Mariners chase for the pennant, just put it on hiatus for a while because of the lack of having a cohesive stat tracking system. And probably what I should have done was use iScore, but we're too far into it and I'm not going to redo it. So I kind of was frustrated with that and kind of gave up on it. But I love Inside Pitch, so I wanted to bring it back and at least play some of the games for the 1995 Seattle Mariners. So anyways, the way you play Inside Pitch, column is the white dice, row is the white dice, the modifier dice, and you look on the pitcher's card. If it doesn't come off the pitcher's card, you go to the batter's card. Simple as that. Chris Bosio is the right-hander, Chuck Knobloch a righty, so righty-righty matchup, and let's get things on the going. Hey Bob, how you doing, buddy? Hope your family is healthy, safe, and sound. Yes, you too. I hope so. Everyone here has been safe and sound, but we're actually doing what we're supposed to do and staying away from one another. So Chris Bosio for Seattle. 3-5 possible strikeout, and that is going to be a 3 on Knobloch, and we are playing in the Kingdom, so +4 to strikeouts, +2 for walks. So that is a strikeout, as Knobloch will strike out. So one away, and we go to Rich Becquer. Rich Becquer, the center fielder. Bob says, yep, we're fine, thanks. Obeying Connecticut's quarantine laws. Good. You know, here's the thing. The virus doesn't move. So if people stop moving around, we'd stop giving it to one another. But there's too many idiots in the world that don't listen. Chris Bosio, 3-1, and we're going to have range play, so the green dice is always the range play dice, for these of you just joining us. And it's a 54, that's a star line 6, that's going to be a to center field. Center fielder is, it's Ken Griffey. What's his range? Ken Griffey Jr. is a 4. That's within his range, so it's going to be a fly out to center field as he makes the catch. 2-away for Chris Bosio, and due up is Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett, the righty. 2-2 on Bosio. Possible wild pitch, but nobody's on, so we can ignore that. And we don't need the range play dice, so get rid of that, so it doesn't confuse you guys. 4-5, error check. So error question mark. Kirby Puckett. And that is going to be a 6. 4-3. That's a double into center field. Again, that's Ken Griffey. His error is a 3, rolled a 6, so no error, but it is a double by Ken Griffey, Kirby Puckett. And with 2 outs, runners at second. Pedro Munoz for Minnesota. Pedro. 1-6 on Bosio. Again, possible error on a throw this time. Munoz. 2-2-5 ball. That one's going out to Ken Griffey. He's had a busy time here in center field. No throw. So no error check. We go to the bottom of the first. Opinion question. Which game do you like better? Status Pro Advanced or National Pastime Next Generation Plus? Great question, Bob. Good question. I'm going to say, if you take it as a whole, I would give National Pastime Next Generation Plus a slight edge against Status Pro Advance. Both are good games, but again, you have to take the package as a whole. So what I'm saying about that is I also like the National Pastime Next Generation Plus, where you can play on the Excel spreadsheet and play the games that way, which of course you can't do with Status Pro. The downside with National Pastime Next Generation Plus is you have to print the cards and cut the cards and do everything yourself. You can't order like a printed season. So depends what you're looking to do with it, to be honest. Both are good. Definitely in my top 10. Again, probably a slight edge because of the Excel files being able to play on the computer, plus the cards and dice, plus it being free, which is, and Status Pro Advance isn't that expensive. You can get some pretty reasonable seasons for, pretty reasonable price as well. So Bob says he doesn't mind printing and cutting. So if you don't mind printing and cutting, I've got, tons and tons. I was going to do 2019 with the Rays, but I'm probably not going to do the 2019 Rays with National Pastime Next Generation Plus because I'm going to be using my triple play baseball cards for 2019. I don't know what's going to happen yet with that. So, the cards look great. They cut out. They have nice, decent cut lines. You get good quality card stock paper and a decent printer, and you'll be good to go. I like the National Pastime Next Generation Plus system really well, but it is kind of basic. So if you want something a little more meaning to it, then maybe you look something else. I think it's basically just looking up a result on a chart is basically what you're doing. So there's not a lot of decisions. Now you can it does have the auto built-in steal system, or you can call your own steals. So if you wanted to be calling your own steals and stuff, so there is that. I normally play it with just the built-in system. So how much does National Pastime Next Generation Plus take into account lefty-righty splits? Well, quite a bit, actually. So we will take a look. I hate to stop our little game here, but Bob's a good friend of the channel. So let's take a look at a card here. Alright, so if we look at San Diego. Hello, San Diego. Can you focus in here? Right there. Alright. So each pitcher is rated versus lefty and versus right-handers. The first number you can see there is a 35 versus right-handers. So there are some plays, especially on like 8, 9, and 10s. If the batter gets an 8, 9, or 10, it'll take the pitcher. It'll either be an out if the pitcher has a rating and rolls that number or less, or it'll be a hit if he rolls higher than that number. So you can see Diaz 35 or less, you get a right-hander out, but against left-handers, he's 0-0, so no chance of all the lefties will automatically get a hit. Each pitcher, of course, has K results, Z results, walk results, and they also can adjust ones and sixes. Ones normally being home runs, sixes normally being doubles, based upon their PHR, which is their pitcher's ability to not give up home runs. And of course they have wild pitches, balks, hit by pitches, and they do have their starter and reliever numbers on the cards now, if you get some of the newer sets. So you can see he's a reliever, he can face 6 batters. So they actually quite a bit, because you're going to be looking at whose numbers versus lefties and righties. And if we would take a look at another guy here, let's look at Ronald Volandos. So you can see versus right-handers, he's a 46, pretty decent to get an out. Versus left-handers, 32. Again, that's only on certain results, like a 8, a 9, a 10 result. Yeah, they're updating it with a lot of it. A lot of the newer things they started adding. They also add down at the bottom now, on some of the newer seasons, you can see the SBI, which is the stolen base index. Before you had to reference like a chart. Now they're actually putting that on the cards, and they also have their bunt ratings on the cards now down at the bottom. So definitely great work out there. Very complex, system. A lot more in depth than, say, APBA. All right, so we're in the bottom of the first inning, and it's Frank Rodriguez, 5-8 with a 6.13 ERA, pitched 105 innings, gave up 114 hits, 59 strikeouts, 56 walks. Vince Coleman, the switch hitter for the Mariners, is up. 3-3, and we got a range play right off the bat against Kansas City. Kansas City with the range play. That's a 6, so it's going to be an auto fail. There's no 6 ranges on anybody, so 2-6, and that's going to be a ball hit to center field, and it's going to make it over his head. And for that, we're going to roll a 6-sider. On 1-4, it's a single. 5 or 6, it's a double. And it's going to be a single. So a single by Vince Coleman. Single by Vince Coleman. Vince Coleman will actually attempt, he will attempt a steal on a 1-9. Rodriguez is a -2. So it'll be a 1-7. He might go on a 1-7, of course. 20 will be a pickoff attempt. There's a few other numbers in there, but so the first thing we're going to do is look at the 20-sider. That is a 6. So he is going to attempt to steal. He's going to get the jump. He's a stolen base of 14. Pitcher, stolen base -2. So it's down to 1-12. So Vince Coleman 1-12, and I can't remember if the catcher, in this case, Wallenbach doesn't have anything anyways, but I don't remember if the catcher. So it's going to be a 1-12. Vince Coleman had 42 stolen bases in the regular season, and he's thrown out. So caught stealing, second. Wow. Great play there. And Coleman is out. We did not need that. Joey Cora is up, second baseman. I have to check out your triple play videos. I've never heard of it before. So triple play is very, very similar to Dynasty League, Pursue the Pennant, and Internet Baseball League. All use the same, pretty much the same system. 1 to 1,000, 000 to 499 comes off the batter. 500 to 999 comes off the pitcher. The cool thing about triple play baseball, they have this assistant, which is a little computer program you run, and it basically has all the charts built into the little assistant, and it really speeds up the game. I always like Dynasty League. I like Internet Baseball League. I like Pursue the Pennant. The problem is it's such a deep and complex game that it took forever because you're looking up charts, looking up results, looking up, modifiers and everything. So it took forever to play the game. But that Triple Play Assistant makes it so good. Triple Play Baseball is now in my top 5. I didn't know anything about it until about 3 weeks ago. And now already it's in my top 5 baseball games. It's that good. The card quality is that good. Very good system. And with the Triple Play Assistant, it's well worth the time to get a couple seasons for yourself. I don't mind a 50-50 game image. No, I don't mind. I don't. It's not my favorite, but I don't mind it. Joey Core's up. Frank Rodriguez. 3-6 hit by the pitch, possibly. He's a 9. Frank Rodriguez is a +4. That brings it up to 13, and that is in the range. So he's been hit by the pitch. So Joey Corzabard. I'm actually going to get my other 20-sider involved here. So this pink one will be for any base activity, and then we can keep going without having to re-roll. So Joey Cora is a 1-3, -1 for Rodriguez. So 1-2 on the pink. It's a 20, so actually hold the phone. It's a 20. So on a 20, it's a pickoff opportunity. A pickoff opportunity at 1 or 2 by Rodriguez, and he'd get him, but we rolled a 14. So that roll is for the pickoff. He didn't pick him off, so now we go back to just normal check here on Frank Rodriguez against Ken Griffey Jr. actually. And that's a 56 air and a ground ball possibly. So again, this will be for the error check. This will be for any other check that we need. All right, so possible error check on what was it? It was a error on a ground ball check, I think it was. Ken Griffey, runner at first. 6-2, it's going to be a fly ball to center field. And no error check needed. I believe it was a throw check. So we're just going to call that fly out to center field for the out. Cora will stay at first. Ken Griffey flies out to his opposite counterpart, Rich Becquer. And Edgar Martinez is up. We won't need that dice. We will need that dice as we still have a runner on first. 16, so nothing going. So it's a 3-4. Possible strikeout. We look at the 9. Edgar Martinez versus right-handers is a 9. Kingdom +4. So that's going to take him all the way up to a 13. That is going to be a strikeout. Lots of strikeouts here in Seattle. And that's it for the first. We go to the second. Chris Bosio against Pedro Munoz. Now we won't need the pink cider. Yeah, so I don't mind the 50-50s. Stratomatic, Pursue the Pennant, Dynasty League, Triple Play. They all kind of use the same. If the rolls here, go off of this card. If the rolls this, then go off a different card. So it could be better, but you got to take the game, I guess, as a whole. Everything good and bad about it. So Pedro Munoz made the last out, so it's not Pedro, it's Marty Cordova, the left fielder. 26 against the right-hander is a possible home run. That's an HR result. HR, Marty Cordova, right-handers, 13. Home run, no adjustment, 13. And that is an 11. That is gone. Marty Cordova hits one out deep. It's going out in deep left field and gone. And the Minnesota Twins take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. That brings up Scott Louise. Have I ever played Pine Tar Baseball? I have not played Pine Tar Baseball. I don't own Pine Tar Baseball. And I probably will not get Pine Tar Baseball. There's a couple game systems out there that I think are gimmicky, and I don't want to play a gimmicky system. So that's just personally my own personal taste. But a lot of people love it. So Scott Louise, 1-4. And against the right-hander, that is just a solid single right off of Chris Bosio. So a solid single. And Louise is an attempt of 1, and Bosio is a -1, so Louise will not have any chance of going. So Matt Wallenbach, the catcher, is up. 2-5, and we're going to the ballpark. So that brings in the Kingdom here. Kingdom. 6-6. That's a ground ball. That's going to first base. So we're going to look at the ground ball double play of 2. No adjustment for Bosio. So 1 or 2. And I don't like the pivot rule in this game, so I don't use it. But there is a, for you guys that are using it, you would look for the pivot rating to see if it's adjusted at all. But it's too much work, so I'm not doing it. So I just look at the batter and the pitcher. So it's 1 to 2. And it's a 5. So what you're going to do is look at the run rating at the guy at first base. And if the dice is higher, he will be out. So it is. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. And it's going to go, I don't even remember what it was because I was talking. We'll just go 4-6 on it. Out at second. There we go. And that brings up Jeff Rebele. Jeff Rebele. 2 outs. No, 1 out. Something like that. 14. Another. That's going to be a bad number. That 1-4 is an auto single. It's an auto single. And go first, S1, on an S1, going first to third, you need a speed of 4. Wallenbach has got a speed of 3, so he will stop at second on the single. And that brings up, oops, somehow, some way we forgot about big old Pat Mears. Sorry about that. Pat Mears is still, he's got a card. Let's use him. So 2 on, 1 out. And don't roll 1-4 there, Chris Bosio, or you're going to give up lots of singles, and that would not be good. 2-3, well, that's just as bad. 2-3 is a wild pitch. And his wild pitch rating is a 1 to 9, and he rolled a 1, so that is going to be a wild pitch. Base runners are going to move up on that one. And now 2 runners in scoring position. And Pat Mears, 55, possible walk against the righty. Pat Mears is a 6, -1, no, I'm sorry, +2 for the Kingdom. I was looking at the Metrodome. +2, so it takes it to an 8. We rolled a 6, and that will be a walk. So the bases are loaded. Here in the top of the second, 1 run already in. Chris Bosio, please, for the love of God, let's get something good. Chuck Knobloch struck out his first time up. That would be a good thing if we could get one of those. Oh my gosh. That is a 2-6. Chris Bosio, what is your issue? You were 10-8 with a 4.92 ERA. He pitched 170 innings. He gave up 211 hits, more than 1 hit an inning. 65 strikeouts and 85 strikeouts, 66 walks. He rolled a 2-6, which is another home run check versus the right-handers. Fortunately, Chuck Knobloch is only a 4. That was a 20, so it's not a home run. But another home run check. And it was not a home run question mark either. So it's just a straight home run check. That's the second time we rolled that. 1-4 is a Starline 5. That's going to be a fly ball to left. Is it going to be deep enough? Well, let's find out. Top knob block is a 1, so we roll there. It's a 4, so it was not automatically deep enough. Now, to see if the runner comes home, if the D6 roll is less than or equal to the right, then we're going to re-roll D6 on the throw chart and only use the base runner and the outfielder's arm. So this went to left field. That's Vince Coleman. What's your arm in left field? +1. The runner on third is Matt Wallenbeck. Matt Wallenbeck has got a speed of 3. +1 for the arm is a 4. So 1 to 4, he'll be in there safe. And that is a 4. So it's going to be a sacrifice fly deep enough to send the runner home. And that is going to be sacrifice fly. He's going to score. He's going to go to second, stay on first. That sounds about right. And it went to left field. How did they know it went to left field? How did they know? It's interesting. Okay, well, maybe it's following along with me. I don't use the jump rating for stealing with inside pitch. The jump numbers are too low when you're rolling a D20. Don't use the jump rating for stealing with inside pitch. The jump numbers are too low. I think the numbers are okay. Most of them are in the good stealers are 14, 15, 16, 17. Rich Becquer, 2 outs now. Defense can play back in normal. 2 runs in for Minnesota. 3-6, another possible walk, and that will be a walk. So he walks the bases loaded again. And due up is Kirby Puckett, the 8th man to come to the plate in the second inning. Bosio trying to get out of the second inning. Oh my gosh, another wild pitch. I don't know if we're just hitting all the bad things on his card, but we've rolled walks, wild pitches, and home runs checks every single time. And that is another wild pitch, if I can find it. And another run's going to score. And it's now, Kirby Puckett is still up. And it's now 3-0 Minnesota. 3-6, another walk chance. Fortunately, the 20-sider said no, so Kirby Puckett's got to do it on his own. Oh, not the stealing rating, the jump rating. Sure. Kirby Puckett, 2-5, and versus a lefty, that would have been a single, but versus a right-hander, that's a ground ball to second, and this second inning, top of second, mercifully comes to an end for Seattle. And 3 runs in on, I believe, 4 hits, no errors. So we go to the bottom of the second. Seattle's got their work cut out for them. Thanks for agreeing. You're welcome. Tito Martinez, the first baseman, 54. Lefties, a walk plus, and that will be a leadoff walk. So there we go. He's got no attempts, so he's not going to go anywhere. Jay Bruner, the right fielder, 35 versus a right-hander is a possible strikeout. He is a 12 plus 4, 16. That will be a strike. Nope. Undo. God, was it? Undo. That was a strikeout, actually. Not a walk. There we go. So, Bruner strikes out, and that brings up Mike Blowers, third baseman. 3-2, possible strikeout, and 15 plus 4 is 19, and that is back-to-back strikeouts by Frank Rodriguez. And Luis Sojo is up, the shortstop. 1 on, 2 away here in the bottom of the second. 3-3, and we got another range play here. 5, it's going to be a tough play. 5-5 is center fielder. Center fielder, who is that? That's Rich Becquer. Rich Becquer, center field is a 3. He's not going to get to it. Now we got to find out if it's a single or a double. That's a double with a runner at first. Double, runner at first. So now we're going to have to see, is he coming home? Runner at first is Tito Martinez. He's a base running of 2. Base running of 2. Add 1 because there's 2 outs, so he's a 3. And it was into center field for a double. So another +1. He takes him up to a 4. So 1 to 4 on the red dice. It's a 3. And we roll both of these because if you roll 6-6 or 1-1, or if you roll a 6, you're going to look at a chart. And if you roll a 1, you're going to look at the chart. So you need both of them. But on 3, he's going to come all the way around on the double. Coming to score, whereas Martinez, it's now a 3-1 ball game. And it brings up Dan Wilson. Wilson attempt 1. Again, -1 is 0. The catcher trying to keep things going here in the bottom of the second. 1-1 is a walk plus. So that'll take him to an 18. That'll be a walker. He'll walk. And that brings up the leadoff man, Vince Coleman. Vince Coleman singled his first time up against Rodriguez. Come on, Vince. 1-4 wild pitch check. And he's a 1-13. We rolled a 12. So that's going to be a wild pitch. Runner's going to move up. That's our 3rd wild pitch of the game. 3rd wild pitch of the game. We're back to him. 1-4. And he rolls back-to-back wild pitches. Frank Rodriguez, 1-4. He does not like the 1-4 either. Good Lord. 1-4 for Bosio is a single. 1-4 for Rodriguez is a wild pitch. That's back-to-back wild pitches. And run comes in. It's now a 3-2 ball game. Wilson moves to 3rd. Coleman's still waiting on a pitch he can swing at. Frank Rodriguez losing all kinds of control out there. They're going to have a meeting on the mound. Looks like he's got a blister on his finger, but he says he's okay. Frank Rodriguez, 6'4" against the switchy, so that's a lefty. He's a blank. So Vince Coleman going from the left side, that's blank. And 6-1, his ground ball is short. And that's going to do it. As Wilson will have to stay on. So it's a 3-2 ball game after 2. Very interesting stuff going on. Lots of wild pitches going on. Let's see if Bosio can actually get something other than a home run, a single, or a walk check there against Pedro Munoz. 3-5 is a strikeout chance, and 13 plus 4, 17. That will be a strikeout. Go Bosio. Mario Cordova home run in the second. 2-3. That's a wild pitch check. Fortunately, there's nobody on, so we can ignore that. Let's try anything but the 2-3. 2-2 and 2-3 is both wild pitch checks for Bosio. So 1-1 is a walk, and he's a 4 plus 2 is 6, so that is not in range. So Pedro Munoz has to do it his own self. 3-1, that's a ground ball. That is going to the shortstop. That's Mike Blowers. Over to first. Martinez makes the catch. 2 away. Ken Bosio. Oh, my God. Come on, Bosio. You can do it, buddy. And wait a minute. That should have been... That should have been Cordova. Sorry. All right. So it's Scott Louise, third baseman. Scott Louise is up. 3-5. Possible strikeout 8. 8 plus 4, 12. He's a strikeout victim. Holy cow. And Chris Bosio, 1-2-3 inning after getting some run support, has inspired him. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-2. Joey Cora's up. He was hit in the first by the pitch. Hey, Bob, take care, man. Gonna go. He's got to go roll his own game. All right. Good luck, man. Scott Louise, Chris Bosio. No, it's Joey Cora and Frank Rodriguez. 3-3 range play, and these have not been well for Minnesota so far. 1. Well, it's going to be a good play this time, and that would have been a single, but taking a diving stop out there in center field is Rich Becquer, who takes a single away. Diving stop. Joey Cora thought he had one. We all thought he had it, but Rich Becquer scooped that up just before it hit the turf. 1 away. Ken Griffey Jr. 0 for 1 with a fly ball to center. Oh, and a 1-1 is a walk plus. And Ken Griffey would have walked anyways without the plus. So that's a walk. Ken Griffey's an attempt of 1 he's not going to steal. Edgar Martinez. Strikeout in the first. 6-2 is blank, so we're going to go to Edgar Martinez. Runner first is Griffey. 4-5. 4-5 is going to be a fly ball. This one's going out to left field. Marty Cordova with the catch. Griffey will head back to first. And there's 2 away for Tito Martinez. Walked his first time up. Came around to score. 2-6 off of Rodriguez. Error and a throw check. Error and a throw check. So we'll throw in that pink cider. 4-2, and that is going to be a fly ball to left field, so no throw necessary, as that will be the final out. And we won't need that, so that'll be it. We had a pretty quiet inning in the third. We go to the fourth, and it's going to be Matt Walbeck. Bosio trying to get another good inning. Let's see. Ha ha ha! There we go. Oh, actually, that's okay because Walbeck is a switch hitter, which means he's a lefty. So versus a lefty, that single is a blank. So that's a blank 1-4 against lefties. That's a good time to row it, Bosio. Matt Walbeck says 5-2, Starline 6. That's a fly ball, and it's headed out to Ken Griffey in center field. They'll make the catch. That brings up Jeff Rebele. Singled his first time up. Walk possibly, and nope, not in range, so no walk for Rebele. 3-3. Lined it right at the shortstop, making a good catch. That's Sojo. Lined it right at the shortstop. Could have been a double play, but nobody's on. That brings up Pat Mears, who walked his first time up. So that's 5-6 straight outs for Bosio, and I probably just cursed him. 1-3, possible hit by pitch. Pat Mears is a 19 hit by pitch. Bosio is a -1. That's still an 18. That is going to be a hit by pitch. He leaned into that one. Come on. We saw that all the way from up here in our broadcast booth today. So runner goes down to first. Mears is an attempt of 3. So 1-2, he might try something. Let's see. Chuck Knobloch is up. It's a 12, so nothing there. 4-2 is a ballpark check. So we're going to Kingdome here. The Kingdome. 4-2 on the Kingdome's a ground ball down to first and making the play, taking it to the bag himself. Ground ball down to third. And that will do it. Mears will stay on first. It doesn't matter. And that will do it. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. And it is still 3-2 Minnesota. Jay Bruner against Frank Rodriguez. 61 is blank on his card. So Martinez, the lefty, is going to get a swing at it. 4-5, and that's single in the right field. Not able to bring that one up is going to be the right fielder, Kirby Puckett. So that is going to be a solid single by Martinez. And he will not attempt anything. So that brings up Jay Bruder. 1-3, and whoa, he's a right-hander. 1-3 on Frank Rodriguez is a home run check versus right-handers. Jay Bruner is a right-hander. And this one is hit well by Jay Bruner. And he's got all this one. It is going out to deep left field and gone. And just like that, the Seattle Mariners have taken the lead. And that is 4-3 now on the 2-run home run by Jay Bruner. He had 40 home runs in the regular season. And Frank Rodriguez has that 1-3 home run check as well. So this could be an interesting game. Luis Sojo doubled his first time up. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. 4-6, and he's not tired, so it's not a single, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Mike Blowers. No, it's Sojo, sorry. Was that... Oh, that should have come off of his card, but Blowers would have hit the home run anyways. He has a 13 there, so it would have still been a home run. Okay, so I didn't mess anything up. Sojo doubled his first time up. 4-3. And that is a possible strikeout. That will be a strikeout. He doesn't strike out much, but he does this time. Sojo strikes out. Wilson, Dan Wilson. He walked his first time up. 1 LA here in the bottom of the fourth. 6-6. Possible walk, and that will be a walk. So Dan Wilson is aboard. He will not attempt anything. Vince Coleman. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the first. 6-6 again is a possible walk, but that is out of range this time. So no. 4-6 is a fly ball to left. I'm sorry, fly ball to right. That's a 9. F9 dummy. That's a right field. So Vince Coleman is done. And Joey Cora, 2 outs now, runner at first. 4-5, a wild pitch check. 13 is just in his range. 1-13 is a wild pitch. So that is another wild pitch. These crazy 1990 pitchers are just wild. And so the runner moves up. Cora is still at the base, at the plate. So that's going to take Wilson to second now. Gets himself in scoring position for Joey Cora. 6-3 error checked. Error question mark. So possible error. We'll use the pink for the error. That's a 4-6. That's the short. That's the short. Who's the short? Pat Mears. Pat Mears, the last. He's got an error. Where's his error rating? It's short. It's an 8. And we rolled a 7. So that is going to be a error. And I believe... it's a ground ball to short. E question mark. So it's an E question mark to short. He boots it. Boots it for 1 base. So at E1, reached on an error. He will advance to third, and that's going to be on the shortstop. And they have runners at first and third for Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Are they going to intentionally walk the lefty to bring up Edgar Martinez, who hit 29 home runs in the regular season? Probably not, only down a run. Defense back in normal. And the pitch. 4-6. He's not tired, so again, that's not a single. Not tired yet. He will be tired. Actually, Rodriguez. He can go 24, I believe. 24. He's gone 18, 19, 20. So he's coming up. Frank Rodriguez. So King Griffey, it's coming off of your card, buddy. Let's see a big hit. 1-1 is a star question line 9 versus the right-hander. We rolled a 12, and that is hitting the gap for Ken Griffey Jr. That's going to score 2 runs. Griffey's on his horse. He's around first. He sees the dust flying off those cleats as he goes diving in head first with a 2 RBI double for Ken Griffey Jr. Oh, and I thought he was on second, right? He is on first. And we've got to see, is that going to be... That is going to be a double. A double. And in that case, it doesn't tell you. So I wonder if it's an automatic. Good question. Timeout, timeout, timeout. We're going to have to get the drawer and get the rules out, because I got to find out on this. So, oh shit. That thing's falling everywhere. Ugh. Alright. Alright, so we're going to look at we got to find the question mark ones. Alright, possible hit to the end. Roll a d20 against the split, right? Yeah. Rolls outside on range or fly out. Some failed home run check. Oh, right. So that is, it was right. It was a question mark 9, so it went to right field. There, that answers my question. Right, okay, duh. I should have just thought about it for a second, and I would have been much better than... Okay, so, right. I'm like, how do you know where it goes? And now I know, because it's a question mark 9. So it went to right field, right? So in the right field, on the double, and it's a -1 to the speed rating of the runner at first. That's Joey Cora. He's got a base running of 4. There are 2 outs, so he goes up to 5. He loses 1 because it's a double into right. So it takes him down to a 4 again. So 1 to 4 on the red. Nope, it's a 5. He is thrown out at home. Is that true? I think no. I think he's only thrown out on his 6. Otherwise, they hold him at 3rd. Right? Am I? Now see, I'm questioning myself. When you play lots of different games, lots of different systems, you always have these questions, right? You always think, is this part of this game or is that something else I'm thinking about? So let's see what happens if we go back to look at right. Now we got to find out if they send the yeah, so that's not going to be in that section. It's going to be in the section on runner advancement. Right. So singles and doubles. Okay, if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base running, otherwise they hold. Only on a 6 are they thrown out. Right. Okay, so they will hold the runner. They will hold the runner. All right, put that away. I haven't played it inside pitch except for the computer version, and all this is done on the computer without me having to think about it. So that's why I love the computer version so much. All right, so back to what we were doing. So he is going to advance to third. He will not go home on the double, but one run does come in. So runners is second and third. Ken Griffey, big double there. And that brings up Edgar Martinez. And Rodriguez is giving up 5 runs, 5 hits. He's actually not considered tired yet. 18, 19, 20, 21. He's still got like 3 more batters, so he's not tired. He's just not pitching great. Frank Rodriguez against Edgar Martinez, 4-3, possible strikeout, and that is a strikeout. So big strikeout there. Ends the thread here in the bottom of the 4th, but 3 runs in. And the Seattle Mariners take a 5-3 lead going into 5. Chris Bosio against Rich Becquer. Becquer is a switchy, so it'll be from the left side. 6-3 is blank on Bosio. We'll take that. Rich Becquer, 5-5, grounds it to short. Picking that one on the hop is Sojo. He throws it to Martinez and gets him by half a step. Good play there by Sojo. Kirby Puckett, 1 for 2 with a double in the first. 1-5, possible strikeout, and that is a strikeout. It falls well within Kirby Puckett's range. He's a 9+4 for the Kingdom. Takes him to a 13. That's only a 4, so strikeout. Only the 4th strikeout for Chris Bosio. Pedro Munoz was one of those strikeouts back in the 3rd. Pedro, 6-1. Oh boy, against the right-hander, and that is hit well. That's another home run check. And Munoz got all that one, and it's going out to deep center field. And this game is 5-4 as Minnesota picks up a 2-out home run by Pedro Munoz, their 2nd home run of the game. Marty Cordova, 5-3. He's not tired, so it's not a single. Marty Cordova, home run in the 2nd. 5-1 against the righties. A ground ball. That one's down the line to third base. Blowers picks it up, throws on target. Martinez stretch and catch for the out. And then we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 batters in. 18, 20, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Rodriguez can go 24. He's got a lefty, a righty, and a righty up. So he's going to stay in. Tito Martinez. He walk and a fly out to left. 6-3 error check. Error question mark. So it'll be an error check. So we'll be looking at the pink dice for the error number. 2-2 is a left fielder. That's Marty Cordova. He just had the last play. And he's only a 3, so he's going to make a good catch out there. Lost it for a second, but then found it again. Jay Bruner, a single and a strikeout by Bruner. 6-4, right-hander, possible strikeout. 12 plus 4, 16. That will be a strikeout. That brings up Mike Blower's home run in the 4th. 2-run shot. 6-2 is blank on Rodriguez. That's 3 in the 6th column he's had. Mike Blowers. 1-3, and that is base hit. Back past Pat Mears at short. Cannot reach it, and it's into left field for a 2-out single. Blowers is not going to go anywhere. Sojo, double in the 2nd, strikeout in the 4th. Luis Sojo. That's another 6 column for Rodriguez, and that is a possible walk. 6 plus 2 is 8. That's not in range, so no walk this time. Sojo, runner first, is off on contact. 2-2, and that's question mark 9 against a right-hander. And we rolled a 5, and that's a base hit into 9, right field. Base hit into right. Single. We got to see if the runner can go first to third. Plus 2 to the base runner. Blowers is a base runner 2. Plus 1 for 2 outs. Plus 2 for going to right field. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. He needs. Oh, wait a minute. No. Sorry. Yes, that's right. I'm right. So anything but a 6 on the red sider, he'll move to third. He does on the single. And going to third is Blowers. Sojo comes up with another big hit and keeps things going for Dan Wilson. Dan Wilson with 2 walks. Can he keep the inning going for Seattle? 2 outs, bottom of 5. 36 hit by pitch, and that is a 3. Plus 4 is 7, and he's hit him. And loaded the bases. The bases are loaded for Vince Coleman. 1 for 3 is Coleman. The left fielder steps in. He's a switchy, so he's going from the left side. Trying to get through the 5th inning. That is 27 batters. He is now tired. Unless they pull him. He actually would have been tired a minute ago, but I don't think it would have. None of the things would have come up. So, do you risk keeping him in? Yes, they do, as they want to get him through 5 here. So they're going to leave him in. Vince Coleman. 3-5. Switchy is Starline. It's going to be a Starline 4, and that is going to be a ground ball down to... who is that? Third base. That's going to be the Scott Louise. And he throws over to Rebele, and they get him on the out. Ground out to third, and the base is loaded, and they cannot pick up a run. So we go to the top of the 6th, 5-4. Great game going on here in Seattle. Trying to hold on here. 2 equally good pitchers. They both have some issues on their cards, and it's just like walking through a minefield. Which pitcher is going to get the wrong result? And Scott Louise is up. He's single and a strikeout. 5, and we got a range play at the ballpark, so this one is going to be interesting. First time we've had Seattle range come up. Ooh, and it's going to be a tough play, as that is a 5. 3-2. Oh, it's not going to matter, as that is a home run to deep center field. That is a 12 on Louise, and that is not. So it's going to go to center fielder check. And that's going to be our good friend Ken Griffey. And he is a range of 4. So he's not going to get to that one. I believe. Now let me see. Does the range play get affected at all on that? That is a great question. I mean, that is a really great question. Let me check the rules, shall we? So the question is, on a failed home run check, is it an auto out or is it still a range play? So let's see. Where's it going to be? That's going to be the... Okay. Yep, it does come into play, I believe. On rules of... Roll a d20 against a batter's home run rating. If the roll is greater than the rating, plays a flyout. If the result comes off the ballpark rating... Rolls of 14 to 20, the range play is triggered. If the left fielder is a range of 4 and a d6 at 1 to 4 is a flat. So yes, it's still going to be a range play, and Ken Griffey cannot get to it. So that is kind of makes me sad. So instead of a flyout, that is actually going to be the range play is going to be. And so now we have to see, is it a 1 to 4 single, 5 or 6 double? Oh, it's a double even. So that's twice as bad. So Louise gets the double as Griffey cannot get to that one, but he misses the home run. And I'm just going to double check these little charts. Most everything you can find is in these charts except for when they have some of the things that we've come across so far. Actually, I don't think. I don't think there's anything on these charts, so we're just going to roll with it. So it's a leadoff double by Scott Louise, and Matt Walbeck is up. Walbeck is 0 for 2. Louise is not going to go anywhere. And here comes the pitch. 2-4 is that he is not tired. He can go 25. He's gone 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This is actually 25. So he is not officially tired yet. 3-2, and that's a S6. Ugh, you're killing me. X6, second to home. He needs to have a runner of 3 or higher. And Louise, base running of 3. He's going to come around to score on the single, and we got us a tie ball game. And that, we're going to leave Bosio in, even though he's next result of the question mark will be the bad result for Seattle, good result for Minnesota. That's Jeff Rebellet, 1 for 2, runner first. He's not going to go anywhere. Rebellet, possible walk. He is a 10 plus 2 is 12, and that'll walk them. And that is Runners are first and second. Nobody out. I think. I think Seattle's gonna have to put a new pitcher in. So because they. Let's see. Pat Mears is up. He is a right-hander, so looks like it's going to be Bob Wells is going to come in for Seattle. Let's see. Bob Wells, the right-hander. All right. All right, so new pitcher coming in. Bob Wells, good. He doesn't bat. All right, so Bob Wells is in, the righty, to face off against Pat Mears. Bob Wells 3-4, no saves, 5.75 ERA. Bob Wells 6-1, home run question mark. And against the righty, that's a 1-16, and that is in range. So Pat Mears, possible home run here, 1-7 against right-handers. It's a 12, so no home run. It's going to be a 4-2. Righty is going to be a single. Single. It's going to be S5 actually. S5. Going first to third, you're going to need a 6 to make it there. Reboué, wait a minute. First to third, yes, you need a 6 on an S5. And he does not have that, obviously. So it's going to be stopping at second base on the single. Wait, no, we got to see if the runner can score. Second to home, you need a 3 actually. So Wallback at third. Has a base running of 3. He's going to come home. The runner at first will stop at second on the single. So coming in to score is Wallback. Stopping at second is Reboué as Pat Mears delivers for the Twins. And they go up 6-5. This game has been back and forth. Still nobody out though. Chuck Knobloch against Bob Wells. More pitchers in the pen warming up as we speak. Chuck Knobloch. 0 for 3 is Knobloch. 4-3, we're going to check the Kingdom card. This is ballpark. 4-3 is a ballpark check. There is 2, 4, 5 home run checks on this card. And that is going to be a 4-4, star line 6. That's a fly ball to center field. And fly ball. Oops, I got to click back over here a bit. Fly ball center field. And everyone will stay. So Chuck Knobloch not having a great day. Rich Becquer is not having a great day. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. See if Wells can get out of this jam. 2-4. He is not tired. He actually has 11 strength. He can go a couple innings here. Rich Becquer. 1-6. Grounded down to first. Ground ball double play of 1. -1 is 0. So they will not turn the double play. The question is, do they get the runner at second or at first? It's a runner at first. So it's going to be a ground ball to first baseman. Only play is at first and advancing to third, advancing to second. On Becker's little grounder down to Tito Martinez. So now 2 outs. They have Kirby Puckett up. Pedro Munoz on deck. And I think you got to intentionally walk Puckett. You just can't. Yeah. They're going to intentionally walk Puckett and bring up Pedro Munoz. Munoz does have a home run on the day, but he only batted .301 compared to .314. They're both really good. They're both really good. Maybe we should take that back. What do you think? That's a tough decision. Both really good. They're both right-handers. I mean, you got a few more percentage points with Puckett. He doesn't strike out as much as Munoz, though. Munoz, he's a 9. Munoz is a 13. And Munoz doesn't walk as much. Puckett's a 6. Munoz is only a 4. So they will face off against Pedro Munoz. Slight advantage going after Munoz. Not much. Let's see if it comes back to bite him here. Bases loaded now. Seattle had bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th and couldn't deliver with 2 outs. They're trying to do the same thing here. Let's see. Munoz, 2-6 first, and that is a possible strikeout. And it is a strikeout. Bob Wells strikes him out. K versus right-handers, and that is a 7. So that is a strikeout, and a big strikeout there. So possibly walking Kirby Puckett was the right thing. Still unknown. And Frank Rodriguez is going to be done. And they're going to bring in Scott Klingenbeck. Hopefully we got this guy in the thing. We do. Scott Klingenbeck for Minnesota. The right-handers coming in to face off against Joey Cora. Cora is 0 for 1. He reached on an error and by a hit by the pitch. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Great game. It's gone back and forth. Minnesota was up 3-0. Then it was 3-2. Then Seattle took a 5-3 lead. And now Minnesota has a 6-5 lead. So let's see if Seattle can come back again. Joey Cora leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-2 on Klingbeck. 5-2 is a possible walk. He's an 8+2 for the Kingdom. Not high enough. Cora is going to get a swing at one. And that is hit into center field. And Rich Becquer is waiting and makes the catch for the out. Ken Griffey Jr. A walk, a double, and a fly out for Ken. Come on, Kenny. 1-4 possible strikeout. He's at 12 plus 4 is going to be enough. And that is going to be a strikeout. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That brings up Edgar Martinez. 2 strikeouts for Edgar. 51 and another possible strikeout. 9 plus 4 is 13. That is a 14. So no strikeout. Edgar Martinez fouls that one off. He's going to get another pitch. And this one he's going to lift into high center. 4-5 is left field. High into left field, and out there to make the catch is Cordova. We go to the 7th. Bob Wells against Marty Cordova. Cordova with a home run in the 2nd. And he is a righty, so that is a possible strikeout. And the 1 says, stay right, 3, fastball. Blew it by him, Bob Wells. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't know where he got all that juice here in 1995. Scott Louise is a single and a double and a strikeout for Louise. 4-2, another possible strikeout, but 20-sider not good enough, so we got to get another pitch to him. Scott Louise, 3-4, star line 1, that's a fly ball. It's going out to left field. That's Vince Coleman. Waits on it. Makes the catch. 2-away. And we're not away from Take Me Out to the Ball Game. 7th inning stretch. Matt Wallback. 1 for 3 is Wallback. 1-6. And against the switch hitter, he's going to be batting left, which is a good thing. Otherwise, that would have been a strikeout. So Wallback fouls that one off. 5-2, star line 6. That's going to be a fly ball. And that's going to Griffey in center field. He comes in as the band starts playing. Take me out to the ball game. Oh, take me out with the crowd. Scott Klingenbeck against Tito Martinez here in the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here. Hopefully you had a good break. Got you a nice one of those Seattle hot dogs. And back in your seats to watch Tito Martinez take on Scott Klingenbeck. 2-4, possible strikeout, 9 plus 4, not good enough. Tito Martinez, he's a tough at the plate. 2-5, and that one's hit into right field. And that is going to be Kirby Puckett out there in right field. He's going to track it down by the line for the out. That's Jay Bruner. 2 strikeouts and a single for Jay Bruner. 2-3, possible strikeout again, and that is back-to-back strikeouts by Scott Klingenbeck. And that brings up Lowers. He's got a home run in the 4th, a single in the 5th. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Righty-righty matchup, 4-2. Walk plus, and he will walk him. So that is a 2-out walk, and that brings up the go-ahead run, Luis Sojo. He's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. The 7, 8, 9 hitters, the 6, 7, 8 hitters have been okay. Especially the 7 and 8. That's what I meant to say. 7 and 8 have been really good. Sojo, single and a double and a strikeout. Come on, Sojo. 2-4, a possible strikeout, but 3 plus 4 is only a 7, so no strikeout. So, Sojo, let's get something on your card. We got a runner first, ready to roll. 51, and against the righty, that's going to be a fly ball, and it's going to center field. We are through 7 here at the Kingdome in Seattle, Washington. 1995. Bob Wells. How long has Wells been in? He's been in not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's been in for 8. He can actually go 11, believe it or not. Bob Wells, long reliever. Is he going to stay in? He will stay in until he gives up something bad. Jeff Rebele, walk, a single and a line out. 3-2 possible walk, and that is a 10 plus 2 for the Kingdome. Takes him to a 12 and 11, so that will be a leadoff walk. The death of every pitcher out there. And it looks like Pat Mears is going to be bunting here. He's going to be bunting. This will give us the position player. He's going to bunt. He's a 5 bunter. So it's a 1. He's going to go back to the pitcher. He rolls a 5 on, and 1 to 16 is a good bunt. So that's a good sack. Sacrifice bunt. Do we have that on here? Sacrifice hit. Sacrifice hit, I guess. And going to second is Reboulet, and we'll go assist to the pitcher. I'll put out, and we'll say second baseman was covering. Hopefully the game doesn't freak out like we got the guy at second. No, we didn't. Okay. So Mears does his JOB and gets that runner into scoring position with only 1 out. And now brings up Chuck Knobloch, who's 0 for 4 today. Bob Wells trying to keep things going for Seattle. We don't need that dice. 6-3, and we're going to the Kingdome card. So it's straight up Kingdome check here. 6-1, and that is going to be a question mark into left field. Question mark 7. So question mark 7. versus a right-hander. He rolls a 6, and that is going to be hit in the gap for Chuck Knobloch. And rounding third and being sent home is Reboulet. Knobloch, he's going to try for 2. Here comes the throw from the left fielder. That's Coleman, and it's not on line. And Chuck Knobloch gets the face full of dirt for nothing. But he does get another run for the Twins, and they go up 7-5 on the double. And Rich Becquer, 0 for 3 with a walk is Becquer. Wills, oh Wills, oh Wills. I think Wills is going to be sitting in the showers there, I think. And it looks like it's going to be Rafael Carmona is going to come in and pitch. Rafael Carmona. Coming in for the top of the 8th inning. 1 out, runner at second, and Rich Becquer is up. Error and a ground ball check. Error and a ground ball check. Again, this is the error dice, the pink one. And that is a 1-3. It's a star line 2. It is a grounder to second. Grounder to second. We rolled a 15, so it's not going to be that. It's not going to be... So the question is it going to be a... No, it won't be a double play as there's no runner on first, dummy. It will be a ground out to second, though, and the runner will advance. So Becquer does his job and gets the runner over to third. Now that's how you play. You get the runner on, you bunt him over, you hit to the right side, and before you know it, Kirby Puckett comes up and see if he can deliver one. Rafael Carmona, 3-3, and he's not tired, so we can ignore. Sorry, that was a question mark one. The question mark one, I forgot. He is going to be a right-hander, and that would have been a star line 1-18. I'm pretty sure it was a 1-18. So it's a star line out. And that is going to be a ground ball down to first. And sorry about that. I shouldn't have picked up the dice that quick. But the question mark ones actually go to the question mark spot on the pitcher card. So, if you, I don't know. I can't see my thing here, but... Let's see here. So if you get that question mark under 3-3 in the parentheses, normally the parentheses mean just if you're tired. Like down there, the K turns into a walk and the single. But on the question mark ones, you come under the, see that question mark one over there? And versus left-handers, that would have been a single. Versus right-handers, it's a double star line on a 1-18. So I'm pretty sure he rolled a 1-18. And so that is going to be an out. And Kirby Puckett, it'll be out on the grounder to first. All right, 7-5 is your score. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. And Klingenbeck, 3-6-7. He could probably go another. He could probably go another one. Dan Wilson. He's been on base all 3 times, 2 walks and hit by the pitch. Let's see if he can get on one more time. 5-1 possible strikeout, and he will strike him out. Well, I got to click back over here now. Swing and a miss by Wilson, and that's 1 away. And that brings up Vince Coleman, 1 for 4. Viper Dave, what's going on, brother? How you doing, buddy? Viper Dave. Whoa, Vince Coleman, we need a base hit here. 3-2. Wild pitch, which we can ignore because there's no one on. Try again on Klingenbeck. 2-3. Possible strikeout 17, and he is a 13 plus 4 for the Kingdom is 17. That's exactly what he needed. That's a called strike 3. Good framing there by Matt Wahlbeck. Back-to-back strikeouts by Scott Klingenbeck. And it's up to Joey Cora to keep things alive here in the bottom of the 8th. He reached on the hit by pitch in the first. Otherwise, he's 0 for 3. No, I'm sorry. He reached on an error in the fourth as well. So he's been on twice by the hard way. He's got a bruise on his rib to show where that ball hit him in the first. 3 possible strikeout is a 20. 13 plus 4 is 17. So this time the 20-signer says no. Joey Core's got a shot at it. I was looking at the wrong card. Should have been looking at Joey Core. He's only a 4 strikeout, so he wouldn't have striked out anyways. My bad. 4-1. Fly ball. Left field. Making the catch out there. Marty Cordova. We go to the 9th. Still 7-5. Anyone's bowl game. Rafael Carmona trying to keep it within striking distance. He's got to face off against Pedro Munoz, Marty Cordova, and Scott Louise. Pedro Munoz is the DH. He's got a home run, 2 strikeouts. Pedro Munoz, 5-6, and he's a right-hander. That is a star line, so that will be an out. Star line 4. It's a ground ball. It's going to short. Who's at short? It's short. That's Sojo on to first for the out. Marty Cordova's up. Marty hit a home run in the second. They're not going to pull him. Oh, that one bounced. That's a bouncer. Bounced right out of the tray. Marty Cordova, 6-1 walk plus and a 2. Well, we know that's a walk. We don't even need to look. So Cordova on with a walk. And that brings up Scott Louise, single, double, strikeout, flyout. And I do it again as I bounce them right out. And I did it again. I don't know if I'm throwing it differently or what's going on here. Let's try and make it in the hole. That's what my wife said. First, second, boom, 1-5. Oh my gosh, that is not a wild pitch. Wow. That's a wild pitch check. He's only a 1-8, pass ball and a 9-11. So no wild pitch. Carmona's got to do it again. Rafael Carmona. Scott Louise. 2-5, and he's going to walk him. All that, and he walked him. So back-to-back walks by Carmona. Scott Walbeck. 1 out. We need an out. 3-2. Possible walk. Not close enough. 6 plus 2. So no walk. Walbeck's got to do it the hard way. Here comes the right field. He will make the catch now. 2-way. Jeff Rebel. That's a possible walk. 2-1 is a possible walk, but fortunately, 10 plus 2, not within the 20-sider. So at least the 20-sider's on my side right now. Jeff Rebelay. Oh, base hit past the third baseman. S5. Oh boy, S5 coming around second to home. You need a 5 or higher. That's Cordova. There is 2 outs, so he gets a +1. 1 is Cordova. He's a base running of 3. +1 is 4. He needs a 5, so they're going to hold him at third on the single, and that is going to load the bases. It was a S5. Second to home, you need a 5 +1 for 2 outs. So that is going to load the bases for Pat Mears, who's been a real pain in the butukas. He walked. He's been hit by a pitch. He's got a single, and then he sacrificed in the 8th. And I dropped the dice, but I got it. So the question is, bases loaded. We can't do anything. other than pull him and bring in a lefty, and that's what they might do. Seattle is looking at who they have. I do have Norm Charlton. Unless he wasn't available for this game, it's hard to tell because there was only 2 pitchers that actually pitched in this one. It was Bosio and Carmona. If we go to the previous game, let's see who they pitched in the previous game. Belcher, Wells, Risley, Nelson, Gutterman, Avila, and Davison. And if we go to the next game, it was Norm Charlton, Jeff. All right, so Charlton is available. Charlton is available. He's on the team and available. He just didn't pitch in this particular game. So they're going to bring in the left-hander, Norm Charlton. New pitcher. Bases loaded. Yes, I know. Norm. We do not have you, Norm. So we got to go to lineups, lineup manager, add player. Norm. We'll say left. Okay. We will save the roster. Okay. All right, so bases loaded. Norm Charlton comes out of the pen. They were going to try and give him the day off, but not anymore. Not in a 7-5 ball game with bases loaded in the top of the 9th. And now I got to switch back over, and I got to remember to actually put the pitcher in now. Norm Charlton doesn't bat. There we go. For the lefty, Norm Charlton against the righty, Pat Mears. Here it comes. Epic play. 3-1 righty. K+. That is a strikeout. And Norm Charlton comes in to save the day for the Mariners. And now all hopes rest on Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and Tito Martinez. And who is going to face them? Lefty, righty, lefty. It's not going to be Scott Klingenbach. It's going to be Eddie Gerardo. I think it's Gerardo. So it's going to be Eddie Gerardo, the lefties, coming in for Minnesota. He was 4-9 with 2 saves, 5.12 ERA, pitched 91 innings. He did pitch in this actual game for Minnesota. Ken Griffey against Eddie Gerardo for Minnesota. Griffey, a walk, a double, strikeout, and a flyout. Gerardo, 5-5. Lefty's blank. A righty would have been a walk plus. So Ken Griffey gets a pitch. He's got to hit it 6-6. And he hit it well. It is going on in the deep left field. Out there is Marty Cordova back to the warning track and makes the catch. Oh. The crowd gives just a big oh. They thought it was gone. We all thought it was gone. Edgar Martinez 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts, 2 flyouts. 356 average, 29 home runs. Not going to take out Edgar Martinez in a clutch situation. That is a 1-3, and that is a walk possibly, and he will walk them. So the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Tito Martinez. Tito, lefty favors Gerardo though. He batted .293, 31 home runs. Let's hope one of them was today in game number 128 versus the Twins. 4 5, a walk possibly, and that is 8 plus 2 is 10. And that is going to be a back-to-back walks, and Gerardo, whoa, Nilly. And now we got the righties coming up. Righty, 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 righty. So that is probably going to be it for Gerardo. He was in there to face the 2 of the 3 left-handers. With Jay Bruner up. 40 home runs, 262 average. He actually has less home runs versus left-handers than he does right-handers. He strikeouts more against lefties. And he walks less. So he obviously doesn't hit lefties as good. Maybe they will read Gerardo in. At least against Bruner. Lowers is about the same. Although, let's see, versus right-handers on the splits, he's got much more K plus against lefties. So Gerardo is out. We just made up our mind. Gerardo is out. All right, I'm gonna play lefty righty matchup, and let's go to the previous game and see what the Twins have available here to pitch. Gerardo. Shoot. Let's go back to the next game. It's going to be Holmes, Watkins, Dave, Steven. Well, you know what? We should just look at for saves because we want somebody that can come in and save this. So let's see who their closer was. Sorry, I'm not a 1995 expert. Apologize for that. 0 saves, 0 saves, 0 saves. 0, 0, 0, 0, 3. Pat Mahomes. He's a possible. 10 for Dave Stevens. He's a possible. That's it, really? Those 2? Pat Mahomes and Dave Stevens. They're both right-handers. Neither one has a very good record, 5-4 and 4-10, and both of them are pretty crappy ERAs. But that's 1990s baseball, anyways. It's gonna be Dave Stevens. He actually came into the previous game. Dave Stevens, and closed that one out. So we're gonna give him a shot again today. New pitcher, Dave Stevens, for Minnesota. He's got to face off against Jay Bruner. Tie runs are now on base. And Jay Bruner represents the winning run. He's struck out 3 times and a single. Jay Bruner, we need something special. Right here, right now, buddy. 6. Oh. My God. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, so I'm not touching anything. I'm going to bring the camera down so you all can see. That is a 6, 3, and we rolled a where's the damn 20 center? We rolled the 1 on the 20 centers. That's a 6, 3, right? So let's bring you over to the Dan Stevens card here. And we look under the 6. Where is it? Come on. Focus in there. 6'3" right-hander. That is a /HR. /HR, which means it's a home run right off the batter's card. We look at this 20-sided dice, wherever it went. There it is. It's a 1. We come over here to look at Jay Bruner. Jay Bruner versus right-handers. 1-20. It is gone. Jay Bruner just walked this bitch off for the Seattle Mariners, who somehow, some way, won this game in the bottom of the 9th on a 3-run home run by Jay freaking Bruner. And that is it. Walk-off here for Seattle in its debut from 10 months ago was the last time I played the Seattle Mariners replay, and they have walked this one off in unbelievable fashion. Holy cow. Fly out, walk, and then the home run check. Jay Bruner, I said right before that, I said we need something special. 6'3" is something special, especially when the 20-sider is a 1 on that home run check. And that one is going in the books. The Seattle Mariners walk. We gotta end the game first. So this is where it gets tricky. So the loss is going to go to Stevens. It's going to be a loss, yeah. And the win is going to go to Charlton, because he came in and pitched the last out. Yeah. Loss goes to Stevens. Win goes to Charlton. Unbelievable. Sure. Save it. That's fine. Now let's export. So Minnesota did everything right and just couldn't put the final touches on this game. That was a back and forth affair. This is probably one of the best games that we played on my channel in a long time. We have to restart? No, we're going to save this bitch. Holy cow, this is going to be game number 128. End of the 128. And there you go. What an ending for you guys. Holy cow. Those of you that stuck around to the end, congratulations. You saw a masterful game. Holy cow. Exciting, down to the wire, and what a finish. I'm like, nobody's going to believe this. So I'm not going to touch anything. I'm going to bring the camera over and show you, because if I just start yelling, it's a home run, you guys can't tell. I could be cheating. Who knows? Right? I could say, oh yeah, it's a home run, gone, yeah, they win. But when I show you the dice rolls and bring you over, show you the card and explain it to you, you know I'm not cheating. It's a home run, 3-run home run by Jay Bruner. But it all was set up by Edgar Martinez taking that ball 4, and Tito Martinez taking that ball 4. Gets him into on base and let Jay Bruner swing away. Now Jay Bruner in the regular season had quite a few home runs, 40 of them to be exact. Only batted .262, but 40 home runs, a lot of pop. You just don't want to give him a chance at it, and they did. And there you go. Seattle wins one. In real life, in game number 128, which was the game 128, it was the Seattle Mariners 14-3 over the Minnesota Twins on September 12th, 1995. And there's your lineups and averages if you want to pause this if you're watching later on YouTube. And here's your Mariners. They did a lot of mixing and matching there. Probably a little bit more than I did. In real life, home run, Jay Bruner. Second. No. That's Jay Bruner had 2 home runs, actually. His 33rd. And 34th, wherever that is. One off Frankie Rodriguez. 33 is his total. One off of Frankie Rodriguez in the first inning. And one off Scott Klingenbeck in the 7th inning. Mike Blowers, his 20th off of Frank Rodriguez. So there is the rest of your pitching lineup. And what happened in the real game. And boy, what a game we had. I'm shell-shocked. I couldn't even give you guys a good call. Because I feel bad, because I'm like, oh yeah, it's a home run, yeah. Do all that stuff, but then if you guys can't see it, you have to take my word for it. But I know you guys trust me, but it's still like, it could be a little fishy, It could be a little fishy. If you're, oh, yeah, it looks like a home run. Yes, it's gone. So Dave Stevens, 5.07 ERA, didn't pan out for Minnesota. Seattle takes this one. And that's it for today. Thank you all for joining me. We'll see you all next time. Hopefully, if you guys enjoy more of the 95 Chase for the Pennant run by the Seattle Mariners, let me know in the comments section. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thumbs down if you didn't. Don't give me a thumbs down if you are a Minnesota Twin fan. That's not what that's about. If you're not happy your team didn't win, sorry, but we gave them every shot possible and it just didn't come out. Anyways, we'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.